Hey, Dawn Nicole here, and today I'm going to answer a question that many of you have asked me. How do we have more powerful, highly effective Agile team building sessions in less time? Hey, Dawn Nicole here. Welcome to Acing Your Agile Career. If this is your first time here, welcome. And be sure to hit that like and subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any great content. And listen, if you are returning Acer, then welcome back. We are super excited to have you. So today, my friends, I come answering a question that many of you have asked me. Dawn Nicole, how do I have a more highly effective Agile team building session for a new team or an existing team that needs some re-energizing? So I'm going to show you how. I'm going to unpack it. However, there are three things that you want to do ahead of time and have readily available. Number one, you're going to want to have some kind of Miro or Mural board. Personally, I like both, but I tend to use Mural a ton. Also, you're going to want to have an assessment. I use the agility styles assessment. Some of you use that as well. I tend to like that assessment since it was designed just for Agile teams. Also, there's a free version, so that always helps. Thirdly, you need your team. You need your team excited and energized, and hopefully you got them primed and prepped for this team building session today. The communication is key. Let them know ahead of time that this is a session where they don't have to do any pre-work. They just need to come as they are and be prepared to be open-minded and have a good time. So let's jump in. Let me show you how to do this right now. Hey guys, so to get started, since I use Mural, I simply go to mural.co and I click sign in. When I click sign in, it's going to take me to my dashboard, which is what you see here. I'm going to select on my team building with agility styles activity because remember, I pre-built it out, and you can see as I'm zooming out, my complete page looks like this. Remember, I told you want to pre-build out your experience before your team shows up at this event. More to come on that in just a moment. Why don't I focus first on the agility styles assessment tool, since that's the common denominator. So I'm going to double click. I'm going to show you all what it looks like very quickly. I don't know how familiar you are with the agility styles tool, but you simply send out a link. By the way, where I went to was bit.ly/agility tool, no S. If you want to check out my actual demo, it's free. Anyway, you would have sent this link out ahead of time, preferably 48 hours or 24 hours in advance. Your team simply clicks on the information to register to take it. And this is also so you know who took it. Here, I'm just going to put in some information very quickly, and voila, you can see that it begins the 8-question process. So your team simply just reads, selects the best choice. This is very quickly because we're only talking about 8 questions. You can really wrap this up in about 2 to 3 minutes. When you're finished, your team is going to get a result that looks like this, and this is where the action happens, you all. In my case, my agility style is a problem solver, that I like to solve problems, right? I am very solution oriented. So let's go back to my board so you can see how to put this all together. Now, just for those who don't know, the agility styles is an assessment that helps Agile teams and any change, if there's any change going on, it helps you understand a group's love language of change, what people need to feel comfortable with change to get them on board. Agility styles really describes the approach we are most receptive and responsive to when embracing change. There are 6 styles, and these styles not only tell us what they are about ourselves, but what type of data we need to be on board with change, how to communicate with each other, what type of support we need. I mean, this agility styles assessment is awesome. And so the goal is to figure out who has which style. Do you have a majority creative collaborators on your team? And what does that mean? Do you have a majority purpose connectors? Now, let me give you a quick crash course. The problem solver, purpose connector, big picture, creative collaborator, data driven, and detailed picture. Purpose connectors, since I already talked about problem solver, these are people who really gravitate to solving problems for other people. How will the clients be impacted? How will business partners be impacted? They really care about doing good, doing well for others. Big picture, it's this style motivated by understanding what the end result's going to look like. What does good look like? How does introducing this change get us to a future state? So they like the big picture, the end result, okay? Creative collaborator, they like opportunities. They like new and innovative projects. So you want to know who that is on your team and what it all means. Data-driven people, they are motivated by fact-based, analyzed data, proven research. How did a company or organization organization similarly modeled to ours when using Agile or when with this change? Have detailed picture people. They want to know, what is the change? Why is it changing? When is it changing? How is it changing? Who's leading the change? What is my role therein? So they like all the details. More is better for them. So again, these 6 styles help a team understand how they embrace change. Now, the natural question is, so what do I do with this information? Now let's jump in. The first thing I will tell you is that these little icons here represent single answer, whereas if you look closer, anything that you see here is a group breakout opportunity. Okay, so let's jump in. Now that you have this data and everyone has screenshotted their results, here are the really most important questions you're asking next. Number 1, let's identify who on this team was which style. Put your name underneath your style. So for example, if I'm big picture, Dawn would put her name here. But if my name is Renee and I'm data driven, I would add my name here. So you're going to give about 1 or 2 minutes for the whole team to put their name so that holistically at a glance, we can see what the makeup of our team was. This will actually explain a lot by knowing. So step 1 is identify yourselves. And then I might ask as the facilitator, so who was surprised by their agility style result and what surprised you most? Again, this is going to be a lot of great dialogue. Second thing that you're asking is, how can you contribute? How can you contribute more intentionally now that you are armed with this information around being a problem solver or purpose connector? How can you use that skill to contribute to this team when it comes to agile ways of working? Next, or third thing that we want to find out is, okay, let's look broadly across all of these styles. Let's talk about communication approaches. If we were communicating with either of these 6 styles, what types of information should we lead with in order to get the best results? So to pull this off, to execute this one, this is what I recommend as a group breakout activity. I'd create 2 or 3 breakout groups, right? And group 1, breakout room 1 or group 1 would focus on problem solver and purpose connector. If I'm dealing with a problem solver person and I know they're a problem solver, this is what I would lead with. I would lead with the problems. I would lead with a tally up of all of the customer complaints, right? Of problems we're trying to solve versus purpose connector. If I was dealing with purpose connectors, I might lead with how many people this impacts, the types of people, what they're struggling with today. This is to get your team to think critically. Now, you might be saying, wouldn't it be beneficial for the team to do this for all of the styles? But by breaking this into groups and then having the groups come back and share aloud, we're going to learn by sharing. Okay, remember, this teaches the team how to communicate better. Then you're going to look for collaboration opportunities. So now that we understand these 6 styles, where are there opportunities to collaborate across the styles, learning what you've learned today? Now, it might be more effective to, again, use the same breakout rooms and have group 1 talk about collaboration opportunities between problem solver and purpose connector, right? And then maybe group 2 talks about collaboration opportunities between big picture and creative collaborator. Finally, we're at the end. Now it's time for the call to action, which is great. This is going to help you to take your activity into a transformative outcome. So you're going to give them about 2 minutes to just add to these stickies, ways that I'm going to incorporate this. And when you're finished with the 2 minutes, you're going to ask for a few volunteers to share aloud. Are there any questions about anything today? Is everybody satisfied with understanding what they know about their teammates? Is there anything else that we didn't get a chance to talk about that you wanted to ask? So this is how I have a masterful discussion, and I hope that this was helpful. So that's really how you pull that off, you all. That's how you ace having a highly effective team building session. Just to recap, you had your Mural or Miro board, you had your agility styles assessment, and you had your team, and you asked those 4 questions that I just gave you. Listen, if any of you want to get a copy or be inspired by my template, I have tons of templates because I'm always coaching and leading teams through things. Go ahead and click on the link below and also see it in the description. Feel free to use my template or just redesign it with the same questions. I really don't mind at all. Also, if you want to check out the agility styles assessment, I have the unlimited plan. Feel free to take a demo so you can see how it works. Thirdly, if you want your own version of agility styles assessment, there's a link in the description as well. Listen, I hope that this was helpful. If you got a ton of value, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, smash that button, share this with someone. And as always, you all, this is Nicole, where I give you real advice from a real practitioner in her real office. office. And as always, keep calm and be agile with Dawn Nicole. Take care.